Hello, everyone, and welcome, welcome, welcome. It is 2025. Do I have my card? I don't. I got this wonderful card of Santa's watching sumo from Vegan Sumo. He just signed it with his channel name, and I'm not sure if you're a Patreon member, if you're a channel member. I think how sometimes people get my address to send me something is I send them a prize. They win something in the contest, and then it has my return address on there, of course. So I got a nice card from Mary. I got a lot of well wishes from people on Twitter. I'm now on Blue Sky. I can leave the link down in the description if you want to join me over there. But to be honest, it's pretty much the same. I kind of tweet out, I still use the word tweet, tweet out, post on Blue Sky, the same information. And a lot of the same sumo folks, John Gunning, Tachi I, etc., are joining Blue Sky. So those I kind of see as synonymous platforms. But anyway, akemashite omedetou gozaimasu. Happy New Year. Kotoshi mo yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Please be kind to me again in 2025, as we say here in Japan. And yeah, we have a lot to look forward to this January. Sumo is getting underway in just a week. I can't believe it. I'm obviously at the tail end of my 2 week school vacation. Today is Sunday the 5th, as I'm recording this. And I have tomorrow off, and then the kids and I return and start classes again on January 7th. Sumo kicks off on Sunday the 12th, a week from now, and finishes on January 26th. And everything I'm talking about today, as far as like the joining the contest, you have about a week to do that. Come back in a week or on Sunday, the 12th, to start watching day one with me. If you're going to join me over on Patreon for full match coverage. Um, yeah, what else? The 13th is a holiday, so the very first 2 days I'm going to have very solid coverage for everybody. The 13th is Seiji no Hi. It's coming of age day. They have a special kind of ceremony for everybody that's turning 20 years old in 2025. A lot of the girls dress up in these fancy kimono that they either rent or get from, they're handed down through their family. They look very beautiful, and the boys generally dress up in nice suits, and they go to a city hall or a special place in their town, and there's some speeches and everything, and then they go out and they have a big party. And sometimes they have a 5 year reunion with when they were 15 and they graduated junior high school. So it's now been 5 years, and I got invited to one of those one year. Sometimes they invite teachers that taught at their junior high to go to those events, and it was really fun to see a lot of these kids 5 years later at 20 years old in college now on their way to different lives and careers and whatnot. Okay, so that'll be good. And I don't plan on going anywhere in January. Nothing's going to affect my coverage. It should be solid for all the 15 days, hopefully. Fingers crossed. So let's just jump in and talk about who's where on the Bonzacade. The obvious big sumo, is are we going to get some kind of amazing? I mean, I'm smiling just thinking about it happening. Some kind of amazing double Yokozuna promotion, that could just be like one for the record books. And for that to happen, I'll talk about it in a minute, but that's kind of the thing that's sort of hanging over everybody, like could it happen? Could it happen? The reality probably will be much less exciting, but boy, if you have tickets for like day 14, day 15 of this January bus show, that's going to be exciting. And I'll talk more about getting tickets for even like March and what Jeff is telling me over at Buy Sumo Tickets and what fans are telling me. It's getting tough, guys, to get tickets nowadays. So you really have to plan ahead. If you're going to come to Japan, and I know a lot of you maybe will in 2025 because the yen is still very weak against the dollar. Um, it's telling me to do something. Then make sure that you plan ahead and you pre-order tickets, or you make sure you're going to be able to get tickets, because you don't want to just show up in, say, September or May or July and just hope to get tickets. It doesn't work that way anymore. Okay. So I'm wearing one of my old school Hakuho shirts here. This one's not available in my shop. Obviously, I can't make this and sell it because it's got Hakuho's name on it. So I made this pretty much just for me. And I wore this to his retirement ceremony when I went, and I got a lot of nice comments from it. It does have stuff on the back. I can't remember what though. Okay, hi. Share. Let's do it. So, of course, the awesome Fred Pink. Thank you, Fred. Put out his big chart here. So, ah, here we go. Let's go over. We'll move this over. Can we move this over a bit? I don't know if that'll affect the way you see it. So, Terunofuji, he's the big question, right? Is he going to show up? Is he going to wrestle? You got to remember that in 2024, he only showed up twice to wrestle. Out of the six Honbasho, he only competed in two, but he won those two that he competed in a pretty decisive fashion. So, if he shows up, you gotta deal with him, right? And if he's wrestling well, it's different if he's tentative and then he pulls out on day two or three. But if he shows up and he's ready to fight, uh, that's something to consider. Now, nobody, I think, more so than Terunofuji, wants somebody to be promoted to Yokozuna in 2025. I'm sure he's ready to retire and go on to do other things within sumo. But he did get up. See this number 10 right here by his name? He's won 10 championships now. And that was always a huge benchmark for him. So I think he'll retire this year. And I think we will see a new Yokozuna this year. Those are my two predictions. They're not wildly different than what a lot of other people are saying, but I do think those two things will happen this year. Okay, so Kotozakura, he's got a one next to his name. He won his first U show ever. Not just as an Ozeki, but ever. And it was an exciting finish. Obviously, 14-1 to Hoshoru's 13-2. And so Hoshoru has won one tournament as well, but that was before he was an Ozeki. So he's not won since he's become an Ozeki. So this is the scenario, right, guys? So at 14-1, Kotozakura, if he wins the Yusho in January, signed and sealed and delivered, is that what you say? Um, Old Stevie Wonder lyrics. He is the next Yokozuna, okay, and that will happen. And then in March he'll be a Yokozuna. If Hoshoru wins the tournament after going 13-2, battling down to the final day, and Kotozakura is the runner-up. So basically, if they flip-flop and let's say Hoshoru has the 14-1 and Kotozakura has the 13-2, and Hoshoru wins the championship, then there's talk that there would be a double promotion because you have to win two championships in a row or the equivalent in the rules. And the equivalent is like a really good runner-up score against, maybe you lost on the last day to the person who won the championship, which is exactly what happened in Fukuoka in November with Hoshoru. So if they can switch places, then they could both get promoted to Yokozuna theoretically. Uh, so that would be exciting, and they both are gunning for it. So we'll see. Now, there's this other Ozeki guy. Maybe you've heard of him. His name is Onosato. He wants to play spoiler on all of that and say, no, 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 no. 2025 is the year I'm going to become Yokozuna. And of course, he would love to start January off with a tournament championship and get his third U show. He's won two. The other two guys have only won one. So there you go. Uh, he won both of his. It's amazing when you think of Onosato's 2024. He won both of his last year, and he started the year in the low Maegashira and ended the year as an Ozeki. His rise has been meteoric, and there you go. Consecutive Makiuchi Banzuke listings, only seven for Onosato, compared to these other guys who are all in the 20s. So there's our three Ozeki, all three very capable. Some people are saying that Onosato is the most likely candidate to become Yokozuna this year. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think that's very, very true. But we kind of have to get through January. So much depends on what happens in January. I think Onosato could use, kind of a year at Ozeki to kind of season himself, develop some more skills. But they're Hakuho, Asashoru, they were both really young guys when they became Yokozuna. So it is possible. You don't have to be 24, 25, or even older than that to be a Yokozuna. So Onosato, who is about what, 24, I think, he is primed and ready this year as well. So very exciting. I think January, if those guys can show up, if Kotozakura didn't have too many celebrations and stuff after winning his first U show, and he's ready to compete, he's the obvious contender, right? If he wins and Hoshoru has another runner up, some people might say, "Oh, would that be good enough for Hoshoru? Two runners up in a row." I don't think so. I think he has to win at least one of those. And so, really, the only way that double promotion thing can happen is if Hoshoru wins and Kotozakura is the runner-up, and they're both high scores, like not 12 and 3 and 11 and 4, but we're talking, yeah, 14 and 1, 13 and 2 range. Or Zensho Yusho would be amazing. Okay. Then in Sekewake, we have Wakamoto Haru coming up from Komusubi here with his nice 10 and 5. Got him up to Sekewake to take over from Kirishima, and Daisho maintains. Abi came up from down at Maegashira 3, but see this 11 and 4, he bounced up above some of these other guys to take Komusubi and Wakataka Kage with him as his 10 and 5. Also impressive at Maegashira 2. So now both Waka brothers are in Sanyaku. Wakamoto Haru at Sekewake and Wakataka Kage at Komusubi. And all of these guys practically have a Yusho under their belt. It's pretty amazing. The only person who doesn't is Wakamoto Haru. So very talented pool at the very top of the Banzuke. All right. Then Maegashira 1, Takanosho, big jump up from Maegashira 6 because of the 11 and 4. Won the Kanto show. Kirishima slides down after his 6 and 9 at Sekewake. It's down to Maegashira 1, which is where most of us thought he would land. Past Komusubi down into the Maegashira. So his chances of even regaining Ozeki are going to be put on hold for a while. Tobizaru makes a nice jump up from M5 to M2. Itami Fuji kind of maintains. M3, he did get the 8 and 7, so that's nice. He goes up one rank to M2. Gonoyama taking a huge jump with that 11 and 4 from M8 up to M3. Oho is down. Shodai is down. Shodai, of course, at Komusubi, but 4 and 11. So down to Maegashira 4. Ura went down. Hirata Umi was at M1, but now at M5. So he's got a battle back. Another huge leap up is Chiyoshoma. His 11 and 4 at M14 took him all the way up to M5. So that is a huge jump up. Takayasu went up a bunch, and these guys all just went 8 and 7. And they're getting like, from M9 to M6. I mean, that's a huge bump for a one better than 500 record at 8 and 7. Takayasu went up, Ichi Yamamoto went up, Endo, Matakayumi Roga kind of maintained. Takata Fuji went up, Chirana Umi and Oshoma coming way down, 4 and 11 records, 3 and 11 for Koto Shoho. Takeda Fuji, another name that a lot of people are keeping their eye on. 10 and 5, so good at after coming back from Jurio at M16, so now he's up at M11. Another good Basho could see him, jump up another 5 slots or so. So we'll keep an eye on him. Onokatsu at M12, Shonana Umi. And then we got all the guys that came up from Jurio. 5 of them. Kim Bozan, Hakuoho back after a long absence. Kitanowaka, Tamashoho, and Kageyaki. And the only person out of all 5 of those who's never been in the top division before is Tamashoho. So he's making his debut at M16. And then holding on to the very bottom of the Banzuke are Nishiki Fuji, who went 6-9 at M14, and they demoted him to M17, and Toki Hayate, same 6-9 at M15. The three guys, no, five guys getting taken down to Juryo, Satanoumi, Ryuden, both at 4-11 here. Shishi, who came up, made his debut, but only got a 5-10, so back down to Juryo. Asakoryu, same thing, came up from Juryo, went 6-9, back down to Juryo. And Bushozan, who pulled out of the tournament for a little bit, only got 3 wins at M17, so back down to Juryo. Okay, so that is our Bansuke, and that is the situation for the January tournament. Should be again, a lot hinges on Terunofuji. Now, if we go over to the contest, okay, here's the contest. If you want to enter, I'll put the link down in the description. Okay, you got about a week. The cutoff date is Monday the 13th at 10 p.m. Japan time. Okay, uh, you got to put in an email. You got to put in your name. I don't know why this box is above this box. But anyway, uh, Mike maybe just was having a little too much eggnog. So your name isn't appear publicly. Please put it under 20 characters because on the chart, if you just add some of you like to add all these little emojis and I don't know, just something under 20 characters, please. Um, so in the Yokozuna Ozeki drop down, here's Terunofuji. You can pick him, but you should check back on day one and see if he's competing. Because if he pulls out of the tournament, you'll want to go in and change your contest entry to one of the three Ozeki. Okay. Then you got to pick somebody from the Sekewake Komusubi group, very talented group of guys there. And then M1 through M4, M5 through M8, M9 through M12, and M13 through M17. So the Maegashira guys are in 4 groups. So 6-member team. Whoever gets the most wins can uh, cumulatively, is that a word? I made it up, maybe. It will win the prize. And the tiebreaker is who do you think the first Makuuchi Rikishi, so somebody in the top division, will get his Kachikoshi, and it's just a list of every wrestler. Okay, so you pick one guy who will get his 8 wins first, and we'll use that as a tiebreaker if we need to. Okay, so uh, that's the situation. I will talk about some of the other the contests in a minute. Um, I'm going to do some giveaways. So if you're interested in that, you don't have to win. I'm just going to give some stuff away here as it's January. I always do in January. So if you're interested in that, stick around. What else? Ah, I try to keep track of going to the post office and mailing out the contest prizes. Some of you want like a big sumo fan gift card or something. That's easy. I can send that via email. But I mailed out a bunch of prizes. But I always pick 2 random channel members on YouTube to send a prize and 2 random Patreon members to send a prize. Not something huge, but just something to say thank you for being a channel member. Thank you for joining Patreon. And this last time, 3 of them did not ever respond. So I'll put out their names again. Please send me an email, okay, over at jasonsumo2023@gmail.com. And that is Junaide, Junaid, and Frank Sotelo. Those are the 2 channel members on YouTube. Uh, I definitely sent out messages via the community chat and thing, and you just never have responded. If you're interested in getting a prize, please email me. The person from Patreon was James Purdy. James, I don't think you ever responded. If you did, then just send me an email again and say, Jason, you dope. You already sent me something, or yeah, I already talked to you, blah, blah, blah. But James Purdy, if you see this, please send me an email and we'll send something out. I sent out a bunch of Nengajo. I don't have one right in front of me now, even though I should. Nope. New Year's cards in Japan. They kind of look like this. They're a postcard, and then on the front it has like the Japanese for Happy New Year, and it's always snakes this year because it's the year of the snake. And on the back, you can you put the address. And so I did a thing where I said, if you have kids that like sumo that watch the channel with you, you're a mom or you're a dad, I'll send them a Nengajo just so they get something cool from Japan. And a bunch of you responded. I think I sent out 24 in total. So hopefully, if you're one of those moms or dads, those cards arrived by now, and your son or daughter enjoyed getting something from Japan in the mail. That's kind of fun. Okay, everybody else I think got what they needed from the last contest. James, who goes by OPIE, OP maybe, on Patreon, did you get your Yokozuna cup? I hope I mailed that out to you. Let me know if you didn't. Okay, so let's talk about what I'm giving away. One thing I'm giving away is my old calendar. Okay, so this is the 2024 calendar for the year that just ended. It's, your regular calendar. I don't write on this ever. It just hangs on my wall. So people have often asked me for it. They want to maybe cut it up, make decorations out of it, whatever. Whatever you want to do with it is fine. I'll mail it anywhere in the world. Okay. So that's one thing, and I'll show you how you can enter this. Now, this is not the 2025 calendar. Let's just get that straight. Okay, that is a prize. This calendar, this exact calendar, but 2025, the new calendar, is a prize for the contest. And I know it's going to be the end of January, so you'll miss a month, but I figure somebody would still want it. The big prize, as always, is the Tegata prize from Jeff and the guy and the crew over at Buy Sumo Tickets. And I'll take you to that website in a minute. But that's the big prize. The calendar is kind of like the runner-up prize. And then, of course, I have lots of other prizes. Okay, the other thing I got that was weird was in the mail the other day came a nice t-shirt. So this is my shop, and I like this design. It's on black. It says Tokyo, Osaka, Nagoya, Fukuoka. And then Fred made this cool design that's on the back. And I would send this to Fred, but Fred is a fairly slender gentleman. And this is my size. So I think what happened was I ordered a, and I've worn it already on camera and stuff. I wore it to the Fukuoka Basho. I ordered one of these as like a, what do you call that when you get like a demo merchandise or something? There's a word for it. And it came, and I never thought anything of it. But I think it took a while, and maybe they canceled an order and then resent it. And then this one finally came through. So this is a very large, hi, Jason size shirt, 5XL. Okay. So you have to be a pretty large human to want this, but I figure there's probably a few of you guys out there watching this who are my size. So if you'd like this shirt, no cost, I will just send it to one lucky sumo fan. If you think you can wear it, hey, you can be smaller and wear it as pajamas if you want or something. I don't know. Uh, so if you're interested in that, that one I'll show you how you enter. That one I'm going to limit to you have to either be a Patreon member or a channel member. Okay, so any random person watching this video can enter for the calendar. But I figure for the shirt, it's brand new, obviously never been worn, all that kind of stuff. It'll go out to one lucky person that is supporting the channel monthly. So we'll show you how to do that. So that's the giveaways. All right, so let's share again. Okay, so the sumo contest open to all. Don't have to be a member or anything like that. Anyone can win. So please go by. We got about 700 people last time, which is great. Feel free to join in. There's my Gmail right there. It's there as well. Okay. So if you need to send me a message or anything, and that's always down in the description, you can find that. The calendar giveaway. Anybody can enter. And I thought for fun, how am I going to decide? Because the last time I did this, I think I got 75 people wanted it. So your email, your real name, just so I can try to track you down. You don't have to put your first and last name, but just a name. Your YouTube or Patreon name, so I can see who you are maybe. And then your favorite number between zero, well, don't pick zero. I guess I should have said between one, 1 to 2025. So, and I'll just do a random number, probably in the wrap-up video, or maybe even midway. I'll do like a, hey, it's the middle of the tournament type of live stream or something, and I'll pick the winner. So, yeah, just pick a number, whoever's closest. Let's say the number is 1,235. If you're 1,638, you're pretty far away. But if you're 1,242, you might be the closest and you'll win. If you get it right on the nose, that's wonderful. So just pick your favorite number, whoever's closest. I'll just use Google random number generator, and you will win the calendar. Um, and I didn't put a deadline on there, but let's just say probably by like the 19th, which is day 8, Nakabi. So January 19th. Try to get it in by then if you're interested in that. And then the t-shirt, which I just talked about. This is not the t-shirt. Mike just used this, but it's the one I just showed you. 5XL black t-shirt with the 4 main cities that host sumo on it. You have to be a YouTube or Patreon member to do this. And this one, because I don't think there'll be as many people, is just 1 to 100. So pick a number between 1 and 100. Tell me where you're a member so I can double check. And feel free to fill that out if you want a free t-shirt. Okay, so a couple things I'm giving away there. As I said, the main prize for the contest will be supplied by the wonderful guys over at Buy Sumo Tickets. Jeff has some awesome tegatas, and it's like even more Terano Fuji. I would, if you want a Terano Fuji, I would get in on that because I think this will probably be his last year being being Yokozuna, and then he won't make them anymore, right? So, um, if you have a few around, like he's obviously got a few Hakuhos left, which is great, but I bet you he probably doesn't have any Haramafuji. Some of them start to get harder and harder to get. I noticed that somebody said, "Hey, Jason," they sent me a message on Patreon. I'm coming to see sumo in March. I really want to go on day 14 or 15. Okay, and so it's like, whoa, okay. So March is already a popular bus show because it's cherry blossom time in Japan. A lot of people want to come to Japan. And so uh the Osaka bus show here, uh if you look, he's got all this stuff. The tickets don't go on sale until February, but Jeff is already got waiting lists for some days. So everybody wants to go, on the weekend a lot of the time or on the last few days. So he's not even accepting orders anymore because in March, one of the things that complicates it is the 20th is a national holiday. So that Thursday, day 12, then day 13, Friday, day 14, day 15, the weekend. Those 4 days he said are already maxed out for what he thinks he can get. So if you want to try even for March, January is way gone, obviously. If you want to try for March, you need to get your pre-order in, and you have to want to go in the first 10 days of the bus show, basically. So anyway, you can go and just hit pre-orders and follow along. Very easy to figure out. Here's the arena. He has great pictures of all the seats, what the average cost is, um, et cetera, et cetera. Oh, it looks like for the final Sunday, maybe he has some Arena S. I don't know. Okay, maybe not. Okay. So just see, when you go through the system, what's available and what's not, and then like I said, I would even, if you're looking ahead, Nagoya July is going to be a really tough one, just because it's this first time at this new IG Arena. It's brand new building, and a lot of people are going to want to go. He's going to start taking pre-orders in late February, and the tickets go on sale in May, and that's for July. And that's his best guess at the way the tickets are going to be allocated. So yeah, that's a bus show I'm considering. I do kind of want to go check out the new arena, but it's so hot in July. Yeah, I don't know. I have to think about that. Over at the Sumal, the Sumo store online here for Japanese folks, they have a bunch of fun stuff. I'm gonna buy a few more things to give away during the course of the year. Uh, one fun thing they have are these standee things, which I think are kind of cool. So it's like here, I'll stop sharing for a sec. I think it's basically like my guy here. This is Okinaumi, but these were made as like keychains if you don't want the base on it, right? The base looks like the doyo, but then you can just put it in the base and sit it on your desk. So you just kind of have to move the chain to the back. So I like these. There's nothing on the back. Um, and I have a couple, and so they've got kind of a more modern version of it going on for sale now. So I think I'm going to pick some of these up because these would be really easy for me to mail out as prizes. They're 880 yen. It's just like I don't know what $6. They're not expensive. There's the acrylic stand, and they got Terra Fuji. I mean, they got pretty much when you look, they've got it kind of everybody. I think. Let's look at some of the new stuff. Yeah. So they got Terra Fuji. They got Onosato, they got both Ozeki. So yeah, I think I'm gonna pick some of these up to give away as prizes. They look fun. What else they got going on? This is kind of like just glancing at all the new stuff. They've got these like retro stickers. Um, yeah, I might get some of these. There's another one that looks cooler than this. I'll see if I can find it. These were really popular. These are like actual like dohyo clay, and then they press it, and then they put the wrestler's name on the keychain. I had two of these last time, and they went really fast. So I'll probably again, these are easy for me to mail. They're not too expensive, so I will probably buy some more of these to give away. Fans are great, and I love these, but they're really big and they're hard to mail just because it's such a large padded envelope. Towels are fine if you're into towels. That's an easy prize for me to send you. Let me just go back here real quick. We'll go to page 3. Yeah, okay. Like this Nintendo one, this one here. They have all these different like retro stickers, but they're not cheap. They're 440 yen for one sticker. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll get a few just to throw in. Here's an Uro one. They're kind of fun though. What do we got on page 4? Anything else interesting? More stickers. Here's a little Grand Sumo Tournament. They got this guy, which I like. I'll probably get this. Let's see if I can. Oh, okay. So it's like little 8-bit graphics. Is that what you call it? Make it move. Anyway, uh, here, let's see if we can blow this. Oh, there we go. So that's kind of fun. I'll probably buy one of those to give away. Uh, so lots of fun stuff. Oop, okay. And yeah, so the other big thing that's coming up is in January 17th, I think. So about a week into the Basho, the new Sumo cards come out from BBM. So the first edition for 2025, and obviously I'll be buying a box for me. I'll do an unboxing video, and then I'll buy a box to give away, maybe. That's actually kind of an expensive prize to give away because they're about 8,000 yen. So I want to say that's about 60 bucks. So a little bit more than I usually spend on a prize to give away, but maybe as a first place prize, that would be fine. Okay, let me just see really quick. Anything else quick to share? So we're wrapping up here. Patreon's doing great. Oh, there's a Nenga Joe. So this is a Happy New Year card. As you can see, the snakes. And here it says, Kotoshi mo yoroshiku onegaishimasu. And there's the kanji for snake. And yeah, I just put out a little Happy New Year message. I did a little live stream when the Banzuke came out that not a lot of people made it to, but you can watch it as a video. Patreon's going well. Tachi did mention that Ono Show and Kyoku Taisei both retired between tournaments. So Ono Show is a little surprising because he was only 28 years old. He's not going to stay in sumo. And Kyoku Taisei had been briefly up in the top division, but was down in the third tier division recently and was probably going to be going down to the fourth tier division if he stayed in sumo. He decided to retire. And he's not staying with the Kyokai either. He's going to leave sumo. So this is just telling you Konishiki recovering from some kidney surgery. Um, the YouTube video done by Hiro and the people at Sumo. What's his channel called? Sumo Prime Time. The really good video was the video over on NHK World. I enjoyed it with John and Murray and Hiro, where they talked about 2024 and looked ahead to 2025. That's worth a watch. Um, and so Tachiai is over on Blue Sky, so there's somebody, of course, I follow and will retweet. Okay, anything else here? Got that. Oh, I guess we should, the one other place we should go is the main sumo page. So there it is, January 12th to January 26th, Kotozakura, our champion. Will he repeat and become Yokozuna easily? Will it be Hoshoru? Very, very fun permutations going to be coming up with that. Uh, so here is the Banzuke. They put it right there in English on the front page, but you can also. We didn't look at the Banzuke for Juryo. Let's just look quickly at that. So Kaio all the way up at J1. Asakoru came down from the top division to 2. Shishi went down all the way to number 4. I don't know that I'll have that much coverage of Juryo this time, but I do want to keep an eye on this guy, Aonishiki, from Ukraine. So, and see how he does. He's been rocketing up through the ranks. Obviously, was at Juryo 11, went 10 and 5. Now is at Juryo 5. Shirokuma, the polar bear there at J4. So anybody else? Yeah, so Haku Oho is now, no longer in Juryo. Oh, and actually, really quick, let's just check on his stablemate. We'll go to his name. Where is he? He's down here. Haku Oho from Isagahama. And where is Enho? Let's see where he is. Ah, pretty far up Sandamne. So that's good. He's at Sandamne 4. So a good tournament. This time we'll put him up in Makushita and then he can jump up to Juryo sometime in 2025. So that'd be great. We'll keep an eye on him and just give you updates. Alrighty, guys. I think that's it. So you've got the regular channel contest. You got 2 giveaways if you're interested. All those links and stuff will be down in the description. Looking forward to day 1 action. Like I said, holiday on Monday the 13th. So solid day 1, day 2. No impediments in my that I can think of for why I can't bring you really full coverage over on Patreon. Patreon now you can sign up for $1 a month for the cheapest plan, or if you sign up for an entire year, they give you 10% off. So it's $10.80 for all of 2025. And that's a lot of videos. I'm putting up about 90 videos on average per Basho. So I don't know, do math. What's 90 divided by 15? 6, so almost 6 a day. Sometimes you get highlights, sometimes you get more. Obviously, on the final day, I try to put up, the championship interview and other things like that. So yeah, a lot going on over there. Good community of peeps. So come join us if you'd like. And over here on YouTube, I'll be doing this, right? I'll be doing the Sumo Summary Show every night, starting on day 1, the 12th, telling you who won that day, who's going to fight the next day. And I try to get those I can say I try to get them by sort of 10 p.m., but I think I often end up doing it and it's 11 p.m. or even midnight before I post it. But sort of in that window, I've got to finish recording at 6 p.m., upload the videos, put them on Patreon, eat dinner, not fall asleep if I'm tired, and try to stay warm because it's cold outside right now where I live. And yeah, and do my best to do the show every night, 15 nights in a row. So we'll see how that goes here in January. But that's the plan. All right. Okay, I think that's it for me. So Okinomi says, thank you for watching. Can we see him? There he is. Should I turn him around and have him be in color? Maybe I'll have him be in color for March. I think he's been black and white for a while now. And I hope you're had a wonderful New Year, wonderful holiday. Got to see family or do whatever it is you do. Mine was pretty boring, to be honest. There's not a lot of movies out right now or anything. Got to spend a little bit of time with some of my students. That was kind of fun and relax and watch a lot of Netflix and whatnot, but didn't do too much. It is really cold outside for me at least. But I'm looking forward to sumo. So I will see you next week. If you need anything, my email is down in the description. Feel free to email me. And day one on the 12th, let's find out if Terunofuji is going to show up. And if so, who's going to win that Basho? All right. See you guys. Take care. Peace.